Well, here we are at episode 3, back at House Van Tassen. Hey everyone, I'm Kyloto, and yeah, we're back here playing Magnum Opus, or Opus Magnum. Get that turned around. That might happen more often, be aware of it. So yeah, last time we got a new job at a fancy August house, and we're going through a bunch of relatively easy solutions to problems that have been presented towards us. It seems like this house has a lady that might be embalmed and engages a lot in shipping and movement of materials to airships. So some of our solutions have been based around those things. Let's get to it. We've got airship fuel. It's the next one we have left to do. Captain Gelt asked for something to put in the Van Tassen airship. Apparently it's out of fuel. Oh, that old thing. First time I've heard someone say that old thing in reference to an airship. Last time I remember the airship actually was in the air. Last time I remember the airship actually in the air was celebration for Frederick's birth. Clearly Frederick disappointed his grandfather so much they never took it out again. Ha! More likely it's simply been out of fuel this whole time. The whole time? Are you serious? After the old head alchemist died, we had an interim for a while who was not great. Well, we are fantastic. Let's get to it. Alright, so we've got, wow, triple fire, and we need to make airship fuel. So, this will be cool. I can think of a few ways to make it. It's interesting that we're being given 3 of these inputs. That'll be tricky to manage when going for like speed solutions. For like area and cost, you're probably just going to want like a single input anyways, but when going for speed, you'll have to utilize all inputs to get it as fast as possible. For now though, I'm just going to go for creating what I can and making it fairly simple. So my overall plan with this is going to be to use 2 inputs, and so basically you can see how this is sort of mirrored. You have a salt and fire elemental, so what I want to do is just make salt fire bonded together and then put like half that to the side, do that twice, bond them together, and then that's the output. So yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Let me check some things here. Yeah, alright, see you on the other side. Okay, I think I've got it. Let's check this out, why don't we? Not the most elegant solution, but it works. And you can see clearly what's going on with it, I think, which is important. Simple enough. Now the Van Tassen airship can take to the skies again. Sure, as long as we can find someone to pilot it. Doesn't seem too complicated. How about me? How about Captain Gelt or Frederick? That's a disturbing thought. Maybe we should pretend the airship is still out of fuel. Alright, precision machine oil. Oh dear, oh dear. What is it now? Apparently Armand arranged for Frederick to go on a date with a young lady from another house. Oh dear. And now I have to make some machine oil. You... what? For the observatory. Frederick tried to take her there, but everything was rusted solid. Of course. Even better, Clara, the young lady, is from House Soria. He was probably hoping to prove our observatory is just as good as theirs. Oh, she must have been tremendously impressed all around. Alright, let's get started. So, we've got precision machine oil. That's looking like tin. Yep, tin, which is one level above lead. And our inputs are lead. We have one lead input. We have mercury, or quicksilver I should say, for promoting that. And then we've got our water elemental. So, we're gonna have to... we've got one input for each of these, which means that we are probably gonna be just promoting twice. And then we'll have to bond that twice to that. Should be an interesting one. Alright. See you on the other side. Alright, I think I've got a solution for this one too. Let's check it out. So the idea here is just to put quicksilver and that lead, lead right up here. Move the lead, which is now transformed into tin, right here. Bond it with that, rotate it around, do the same process again, drop it, pick up another one. Let's watch it go. Alright, that was a pretty good design. It's in the lowest bar for area, although I can definitely get it down a little bit lower than that. But not a bad design all around, I think. Worked out pretty well. Well, Frederick's dates at the observatory ought to go better now. Maybe he and Clara could have a do-over. I don't think it works like that. Do you see any other choices? For Clara Soria, I believe House Colvin has a young man around Frederick's age. Maybe that's what Armand is trying to prevent, no? Quite likely. Pity he has only Frederick to work with. One can only play the game with the pieces one has. Wow, a lot of trash-talking Frederick here. Poor kid. Alright. So, this, Sigmar's Garden. I've read about this in the game. It's apparently a solitaire mode. And I think I'm going to check it out right here during the middle of this game. I was going to say stream. I'll check it out right here, despite the fact that probably I'll mostly be playing it on my own to pass time. But it's good to see it. Seeing your transmutation engine in action is giving me fond memories of playing Sigmar's Garden. Sigmar's what? You never played Sigmar's Garden? I thought everyone knew this game. You put the marbles in a certain pattern and... Marbles? Isn't that what these are? They're elemental proxies. Glass spheres that represent various types of atoms. Little glass spheres are commonly known as marbles. We never call them marbles. To anyone who's not a highly trained alchemist, that's what they are. Now, why don't you give Sigmar's Garden a try? Fine. I suppose. Fancy. Win one game to continue. Optional. So, what am I doing here? Let's see. Seems like there's specific types of atoms and stuff. If I hit new game, that does that thing. Oh, rules, there we go. Your goal is to clear the board. Select a free marble, then pick a matching marble to remove them from the board. Marble is only free if it has 3 contiguous spaces next to it. Luckily, spaces off the board count as empty spaces. The 4 cardinal elements match with others of the same type. Makes sense. Salt matches with any of the cardinal elements, or with itself. Vitae and Moors will only match with their opposite. And the metals match with Quicksilver, but only in the order of their transmutation from lead to gold. Alright, so that's interesting. So let's see here. We've got Quicksilver here, but no elements. 2 Vitaes, but no Moors. And then we have elementals with each other and salt. Salt seems to be like a freebie that you can use with whatever, so let's try matching these. Alright, more salt. Let's unlock this area? Alright. More salt. Alright, I want to run with this one. So I have to use that one first, right? Yeah, okay. And now I have to do this one, which is right there. Salt in that. Let's hope we can get some soon. There we go. Let's vitae. Yeah, we can do something with that. Can head there up. Oh, nice, nice, nice. And the gold's the last one, I assume. Okay. I think I have a problem. At the end, yeah, I'll just end up with. Man, I've got gold. Oh no, okay, I can just pick the gold. I like it. Fun, isn't it? This is not at all how alchemy works. The cardinal elements, for example, it's just a little amusement in Arceus. When we were children, we used to sneak in here and play it when the alchemist was away. What? You were totally unsupervised near the transmutation engine? You only use the marbles in Arceus. Calm yourself. They're not marbles, they're representations of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. They're also little glass spheres. I'll flick one at you. Ah, stop it! You can't play with delicate equipment like this. They're far cheaper than the rest of your kit, you know, being that they're marbles. I'd still appreciate if you didn't treat them so casually. Well, we did it for years. You really had no idea about Sigmar's garden. Not at all. Why would the university bother to teach something so frivolous? Right, so we just keep winning games here and we'll get some conversations, I assume. That's neato. But for now, I complete that. And we've got health tonic and stamina potion. Oh boy. Do you know exactly how old Armand is? Both he and the lady are rather advanced in age, and Frederick is the only possible heir. As Armand's only surviving grandson, he would be difficult to oppose. There are some other claimants from distant branches of the family, but they're weak. What brought this on? Promise not to tell anyone, but I was asked to make a tonic to assist in regulating an irregular heartbeat. Oh, Armand. Hopefully he set up everything for an orderly succession of power after he's gone. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I do intend to keep him healthy. Alright, back to alchemy. Real alchemy. None of that matchmaking puzzle nonsense. Alright. Okay, that's a pretty big product for us. So this is what we're making. We've got some salt and vitae. Oh, okay, but this is one of the reagents. It's just this. And we're just gonna have to bond this to it twice, which we can do that. That's doable for certain. All right, let's get down to it then. Catch you later. Okay, let's see if this one works. Nice. I can already see ways to make it more efficient, but it's working well. Alright, see right in the middle there for costs and cycles. Low in terms of area, surprisingly. There, that should do it. One healthy-ish patriarch for the House Van Tassen, as ordered. Long live the Patriarch Armand. Yeah, long live, I guess. You don't seem particularly enthusiastic. I do think it's good if he stays alive. After all, he pays for everything around here. You'd do well to show a little more appreciation for your house. Stamina potion. A little boost at the necessary time. What are you on about? A little boost at the necessary time is how he put it. Who put what? Armand is worried about Frederick. Rightly so, I would say. Particularly, he wonders if Frederick will be able to produce an heir. Oh. I'm to make him a potion that will give him a boost at the necessary time, I get it. It's not so unusual, really. Stamina potions have long been used for such purposes. It's not making it's the issue for me, it's thinking about it. You should know better than to use your imagination in cases like this. Oh boy. Well, let's work up that boost at the necessary time, shall we? Oh boy, look at that. That looks like something that we're gonna have to make. Alright, so this is a reagent, and then we've just got to promote lead up to iron? That's iron, correct? Yeah. So, that's 2 promotions in that space of time, and then we just gotta bond them together. Well, let's get started. Okay, here we are. I think I've done it. This one's actually a little tricky to figure out because it's an interesting setup, but I think I got this one to work well enough. Definitely not optimized under any circumstance, but let's take it. Let's give it a see. All right, not bad. All right, pretty like straight up average, I'd say. Averaging cost and cycles in area. Hope Frederick enjoys that potion. Armin must believe Frederick's marriage is close at hand. Really? Really? Will it be the young lady from House Soria? I was just speculating. How exciting! The city would celebrate for days the union of House Van Tassen and House Soria. As provisioner, you'd have a lot of work to do. Yes, but it would be for a wedding. It would be quite fun. You arranged the party in the streets? I arranged the party in the sheets. Oh dear. Yes, well. An act of aggression. Oh boy, story time! That's when I decided we needed to re-inventory everything in the building. You should have seen the look of Armin's face. Anasius, are you paying attention? That answers the question. What? You're moping. I'm not moping. I'm merely moodily dejected. And what has the great alchemist of House Van Tassen so moodily dejected? Nothing. I mean, I'm thinking about why I'm here. You're here because you're an alchemist. I mean in the larger sense. The alchemist is here, isn't he? Captain Gelt, what can I do for you? Your presence is required in the main hall. It's a matter of some urgency. What happened? An aggressive move from another house has taken us by surprise. We need to respond immediately. My alchemy is at your disposal. You almost sound excited. I am! Finally, something significant is happening. Chapter 2. Unprecedented Actions. House Colvin. Oh boy. Let's check this out, shall we? Alchemical Engineering, Theory and Practice, 50th edition. Preface. Alchemy is the highest art. Its practitioners guide the course of humanity. Throughout the ages, alchemists have steered society, advised kings and queens, and otherwise shaped the world around them. By choosing to dedicate your life to the study of alchemical engineering, you have taken the first step toward becoming a steward of this supreme knowledge and a guardian of its illustrious history. The Honorable Path. House Colvin? That's unfortunate. I will have to lodge a formal protest. Shall I begin developing weapons for counterattack? Something like a flame grenade with... I doubt that will be necessary. It's not uncommon for houses to renegotiate territories this way. But they've taken over multiple buildings of ours without any resistance. They'll stop pushing forward soon in an attempt to reinforce the new borders. That's how it goes with this sort of thing. We should push back at least a little bit. We wouldn't want to look weak after all. I'll execute a limited rearguard action with forces stationed in the area. That's all. Listen, House Colvin doesn't want a full-on battle any more than we do. We'll trade a few streets and that should be the end of it. I believe young Terrace Colvin is the head of that family now. Likely he is keen to test our response. I will send a message to him, and we will settle this like honorable houses. Terrace, he was a bright boy. Yes, I'm sure he'll listen to reason. I don't think he'll listen to reason. Oh boy. Hair product, rocket propellant, mist of incapacitation, an explosive file. Oh, what are we looking at in terms of time here? Give me a second. I think we have enough time for maybe 1 or 2 more puzzles. Let's get started. Hair product. This is not the best use of my time. The Patriarch has personally requested it. That doesn't change anything. As heir, Frederick must make a public appearance in the battle. Otherwise, it may be a problem for the family's honor. I get that part. It's all about his hair needing to be styled perfectly that I don't understand. This is a war! Precisely, that's why his hair gel needs to be extra strong. Do you even understand what I'm saying right now? This is how the houses work, Anatius. The way things look is very important. Maybe even more important than the way things are. I'm starting to learn that, yes. Alright. Up we go. Hair product. Alright, so just a bunch of earth elementals in this particular configuration. We're going to need to do 4 of them, interestingly. So that should pose for quite the... actually, I could think of ways to do this quite easily. I'll be back shortly. Alright, let's see if this works. I think it should. I don't know if it does, but let's give it a try. Oh, it works. Brilliant. This might actually be one of the most cost-efficient designs. Might also do that in area, too. Ah, yeah, it's quite down there in terms of cost. I like it. This ought to keep Frederick's hair solidly in place, even if he wanders into a cyclone. Excellent. I'll have this sent to his personal staff immediately. Here's hoping his well-styled hair helps him in the battle. He won't enter the fight, that would be madness. He just needs to be out in the street for a little while so people see him. Will he make a little speech or something? Probably best if he doesn't. He will hold up his sword. That should be enough to inspire the soldiers. I'll take your word for it. Rocket propellant. We're going places. Shouldn't they have stayed their attack by now? Perhaps they need a little more prompting. I had the rockets brought out of storage, but much of the propellant has leaked away. When was the last time they were used? Long before either of you were born. Well, it's no problem. I'll just make a new propellant. I'm certain that'll be more powerful than what you had before anyways. Aren't we sanguine today? Here we go. Rockets! Let's check this out. Oh, we've got two inputs. One in each of these, and this is looking like something that we could do symmetry for. Could probably build... Oh, but there's that one in the middle. What we could do is we could... I'm gonna think through this one. Catch you on the other side. Okay, let's test this. Let's see if this works. This one was a little tricky. I think I've bodged something together that might work. We'll see. Hopefully it does. Oh! Oh, it works. Look at that. Oh, it looks cool. I like it. It's not the most efficient, probably, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And it was quite the interesting solution to the problem. I'm eager to see how the rockets perform. The din and smoke is always quite a sight. A rocket barrage should give them a good fright. I hope it convinces them to stop advancing. Oh yes, they'll regret not stomping earlier. It's taken us long enough to organize this response. But, now that we have, the full might of House Van Tassen will bear down on them. That will put a stop to their advance. Okay. I think we can stop there. It's a good point. We've got Mist of Incapacitation and Explosive File left, but we don't want to go through everything in one episode, so we'll save those for another day. Right, so that was quite interesting. Looks like we're dealing with some political intrigue finally. And the puzzles themselves are starting to ratchet up a little bit in difficulty. Well, I'm looking forward to continuing this, and I hope you are too. I'll catch you next episode. Kailoto, out.